enough is enough. We, as players, and I talk on behalf of players because I do generally believe that they will support me in this video, we are fed up of F1 Clash and the direction that this game is going down. And in this video, we're going to pick out as many bugs as we can because it's clear to me that Hutch don't recognise some of the changes that need to be put in F1 Clash. Instead, they focus on stuff that has no relevance. Look at one of the changes that come this season. We've got an attack and defend image that comes up when our drivers are attacking. Who asked for that? Why do we need that? We can see the cars on track to know what they're doing, but instead you've resourced your effort and hours to put in a change that nobody wanted. So why don't you actually put some focus on talking to the players, the player council, the content creators that represent communities, and let's try and work this game better, because at the moment it is quite simply in an awful state. Now, just for context, before we go into a lot of the issues, there is 1.55 billion fans out there who enjoy, support, whatever, F1. Now, this was taken in 2021, so you can imagine this number is higher. So the potential for Hutch is huge. Every one of them, most of them, would have access to a mobile phone. A mobile game shouldn't be absolutely prolonged that it takes hours. It would be accessible. But we seem to be missing the potential. This game has got huge potential, but they're not realising it. And instead, they're forcing players to quit, leave the game, and even make videos such as this, because this game is currently quite a lot depressing. Now, one of the things I did note was on their website. So our teams understand their challenges better than anyone, and they are given the independence to define their own goals and processes. We try to work fast and get our games into the hand of players early, weeks rather than months or years. It helps us make the games players want rather than just the ones that we want to make. Well, that seems a bit contradictory, doesn't it? If we look at it, define their own goals and processes. Well, why don't you actually give them goals and give them processes? Because I feel like if you do that, you might actually get some changes in a specific timescale instead of working on stuff that nobody really wants. We've got helps us make the games that players want rather than just the ones we want to make. But it doesn't seem that way, does it? It clearly seems at the moment that you're making a game that you want and you're not considering the players in what they want. Because you wouldn't make stupid changes and you wouldn't keep bugs in the game that have been in there for years. Let's take a look in the game at the moment. This is one of the offers. We keep pushing spending down players before getting the basics right. Look at this. £50 will get you a 4 legendary driver crate, 1250 bucks and 200 million coins for £50. Now, in context, we go into here and 200 million coins would cost me no more than 250 bucks. 250 bucks would literally cost me £5.99 or £4.99. If I wanted 1,250 bucks, it's going to cost me £20. So actually I could buy the bucks and the coins for £25. That leaves an extra £25 that this legendary driver crate would cost me. So £25 just for these 4 crates, I believe it is. And you can hardly get Senna at 0.6. Stop focusing on pushing spending on players that don't understand the offers. It is not fair. Give back to the community first, and the community will give back to you in the long run. Now we're going to look at some of these changes, hence this screen that's come up, and we're going to look at some of the stuff that is broken on this game. Now, first of all, we're going to start with GP being broken. Yes, GP being broken. We all know how stupid these groupings are, and if you wasn't aware, this season Hutch put in a change where they changed how groupings work. Now groupings are supposed to go on your previous performance rather than the season high flags. Last season, players were grouped basically on their series. Series 11, Series 10, Series 9, Series 8. You were with players within roughly the same series. Now you did have players who stayed lower, spent more, dominated them series. Fair play. That's what pay to win gets you. Now we've got this, and it is based on solely performance, and suddenly it's all over the place. And this is including absolutely chaos of groups. It's been the same for 3 months, and Hutch have hardly put a correction in. Look at this from our good friend Nash over at BSM Skynet currently. This is a champions group. Only 14 players made it through opening round of the top EU group. 14 players, of which 15 players scored a perfect qualifying, 188, and a perfect opening round of 376, and Nash lost out on a fastest lap. Imagine we are over 3 months in the game now, 4 months nearly, and we're already talking about fastest lap stopping you going to the final round. It is absolutely stupid of a grouping system, and the worry is that they're not going to change this grouping system until next season because it is too big of a change. But here's one for you. Why didn't you test it at the back end of last season and make sure it works fine? Now, we've got players. Look at this. This is my medal. This should not happen. Q, and a top 10 in the middle. Are you absolutely joking me? How is that correct? It doesn't work. And it's causing players to drop down to junior and challenger to then come back up to take easier P1s. The grouping systems are broken. Everybody is scoring max points. You've got 26 people this week in F1 Clash. EU top group, which merged on the Sunday, scoring full points. It is not fun, and GP used to be one of the best things out there on this game, and now it is broken. Hutch are putting coins back in it. It's great if you can get to the final round. Until that, it's just absolutely pure shocking. Now, what else have we got? And I told you we're going to be looking at a lot here. Next up, we have got Pit Pass. Terrible. Includes green crates. Let's go and take a look at Pit Pass. And my point here is last season we had minimum rewards from some of these crates. We had Series 7 to Series 12 crate. We had a Series 12 to Series 12, which you were guaranteed Series 12 stuff. We had a Series 6 to Series 6. You was guaranteed something from Series 6. Now, for the same cost of $4.99, whatever a month, look how many green crates, which I can get from a 6-minute race, are now in here. The value of this Pit Pass is awful now. It is getting so much more worse every single week. How many green crates have we got? And we're going to be talking out of it all. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We've got 6 in there. 7, 8, 9, 10. What else have we got? 10. So a third of the Pit Pass, especially on the free side, is covered by standard crates. And look at this. Self-control. It's a free boost. Self-control. It's a free boost. What else have we got here? We've got ballast in there. Free boost. Ballast again. Instinct. Free boost. Ballast again. Downforce. It's all the free boosts. No premium boosts for free players. Stop being greedy and keeping them back, which we'll come on to shortly about that frustration. But the Pit Pass is absolutely just, it's took the value straight back out of the game. Not fair on players, and another one that they need to change. The next one is milestones and green crates again. So we didn't have milestones, I don't think, in the crates last time. And look what we've got in here again. We have got, if we start from the top and we'll spin through these, we have got Oh. Free boosts. 4k coins. Who the hell needs 4k coins? And that's another one for the pit pass. And I'll come back to that. Green crate. Green crate. Series 2, Series 3. Green crate. Some free boosts. Some free boosts. Some free boosts. Some free boosts. Some green crates. They're just full of non-value stuff. It is pathetic. And it is making it worse for players. Again, this is one thing that's been talked about for years. Pit pass number 1. 5k coins. Who the hell needs 5k coins from the pit pass? Change it. Players have asked for it to be changed for years. Please do me a favour and absolutely change it, because it is pathetic of a item for players to unlock. Next up, legendary drivers. We can't get any more. Hype has been destroyed. Yes, everybody was looking forward to these legendary drivers coming back out. Wow, we can race Senna. Senna, one of the biggest additions you can make to F1 Clash on legendary drivers. Michael Schumacher and Prost, the 3 very best. Well, guess what? We're probably a month in. I can't even get any more unless I pay. So we can't even get them in the crates. They're not even in the pit pass. We can get them in milestones, but we can only get enough to get about 1 level. They are not in crates, and they haven't been for a good month or so. Oh, but look, there's an offer where we can buy them. So Hutch are able to put in legends in crates that we can buy, but they will not allow us to earn these for free. Another spending direction from Hutch. And when the game is so bad currently, why then chuck them? It is not the right direction to go. You've got to give to the players before the players give back to you. Again, you're not helping yourself. Look at the Series 12 Legendary Crate. There is currently no legacy point percentage, no legendary driver percentage. If we look at the offer, and bearing in mind I am Series 12, Ayrton Senna is a 0.6% drop. 0.6. I might as well go and play the lottery instead of getting Senna. Ridiculous. The players cannot even grab these legendary drivers. It is a full-on money hoard right now, and that is simply not on. You killed the legendary drivers one step at a time, and you've only got yourselves to blame. Next up, we've got track stats overpowered. So yes, track stats were included this year. We didn't have them last season, and that is then featured that you'd see on each track. You can see here, look, overtaking and power unit, defending power unit, race start power unit. Each track has a set of a driver stat and a car stat which is boosted, and they are just so strong. All the AIs are too weak, the track stats are too strong, and you just destroy it. You can get a champion's max score with like 1400 team score, where it shouldn't even be possible until around the 1600s. It is not working. You've known about this for 3 to 4 months now, but you still have the same track stats, you still have the same AI setups, you still have the same boost power 4 months nearly on. Again, how hard is it to just simply turn it down? How hard is it to reduce the boosts down a little bit? It is not hard. You can help yourself by making the easy changes. Stop messing around with stuff people don't want and make changes that are effective. What do we got? AI balance setup. So we've just been through this, and you might have seen before, and I'll see if I can quickly bring it up. So if I take out this one and this one, this is from, for example, Series 12. Now at the minute, this is a power units series. AI up here, this is what they run in Series 12, regardless of circuit. So you can see why, if we're running high power unit, why we're going to be so much better than the AI. Because they don't change. If it's a power unit circuit, give the AI a power unit setup. How hard is that to load in, considering you've already loaded these stats onto the cars anyway? So how hard is it to go and put cornering setup on a cornering track for AI? Speed setup for a speed setup track? It is not hard. And why can't you physically just go and do that so that you can make the game a little bit more tough. Again, 4 months, no changes, everybody can see the issues. Gameplay, cars stuck at turn 1. You've probably seen from GP events, tracks like Silverstone, Hungary. All you do is you get off, race start, and suddenly you are stuck at turn 1. You don't gain any positions, your rival absolutely flies into the distance, and you take about 30 seconds to be able to get out an absolute melee of cars. Again, it's been broken since day 1, not fixed. Gameplay. We know that wet tyres in dry conditions are now not working, because they are working in a way and they are penalising players for not using the right tyres, but it just doesn't work. What they're happening is, if they've got dry tyres in the wet, they're sticking on the racing line and you just get stuck, whilst your opponent comes from miles back and just flies past them while you're absolutely stuck. And what we'll do is we'll show you one of these, and this was under the safety car. Now, so we'll come on to safety cars shortly, but I pitted for hard tyres because you can see the weather at the top right, 50%, it was going down. So under the safety car, I pitted for hard tyres because you should all travel at a similar speed. But no, they created such a penalty now that even if you have the wrong tyres behind the safety car, look at the gap. 1 and 2 are down here, 3 and 4 are up here. That is half a track. We are now behind and it's game over for scoring points. Look, how are you not testing this stuff? It is not fair on players to deliver an output like this into a game and let players find out. It is just not correct. And this is why today we are taking a stand, and I'm going to throw every single issue that I've found, and I want you to comment down below other issues that you might have found. Let's try and get some absolutely work in progress. What else we got? Race start. So we've seen at tracks like Miami, for example. In what world does an F1 car go from P24 on the grid to P1 within a few corners? Race start is too powerful. On the first lap, you shouldn't be able to really make as much ground as 4 to 5, 6 positions maybe. Not, for example, Miami, where you can go from P24 with a race start boost and go to P1 by about turn 2. How is that realistic? And again, you've known that from probably even last season. It has not worked. And again, you're making it the same. You are not focusing on bigger issues in the game, and you need to. What else have we got? Boosts overpowered. So this links into race start, it links into the track stats, it links into the AI not having balanced setups. Last season, we didn't have to use any boosts in duels. Now, any duel that you go into, you simply have to use a boost. It is as simple as that. If you don't use a boost, you are instantly slower. Most likely you are going to lose. Now that will probably bring us on to our next one that we'll put in here, and that is, as a result, lower spending players, free to play, can't obtain the boosts. So free to play players can get them from the pit pass, they can get some from the milestones if they've got them, but apart from that, apart from watching free adverts to get free boosts, or going into GP and somehow getting through a broken GP and getting some rewards, you can't gain any premium boosts. Hutch need to provide more to the players to get the players on board instead of suffering players. How many of you don't enjoy this game because you don't have the boosts? Probably quite a lot of you, and it is unfair. There will always be an element of pay to win. Of course, if you spend money, you are expected to have an advantage, but not ridiculously amount, because these players can't even obtain, and sometimes the boosts don't even come back up within a year. We didn't get any Movember last year, any Rainbow pretty much last year, and they are 2 good boosts featuring this season. How do you expect players free to play to stick around when they're getting beat by boosts that they can't even get hold of? It is unfair. Club chat. You've all seen the club chat. If you go to your club section, you will know that you can't read the club chat, obviously down in the bottom right hand corner, because it starts, you can't see who leaves your club, you can't see all the chat just disappears and it brings up some old days. That's been the same for years. 2, 3, 4, 5 years, I don't know. Since clubs came around, the club chat feature has not worked. Simple things need fixing, and they have never been fixed. But don't worry, instead, we'll go ahead and put attack or defend highlighted on your driver, because we know you really wanted that. No. Fix it. It's not hard. Players will respect you fixing issues. Play a friend. Another one that players have wanted for 5 years. Most Clash games, most mobile games out there, you can race against a friend, you can fight against a friend, you can golf against a friend. F1 Clash, you cannot race anybody you know, unless you go and try and search at the same time. Again, this has been a change that players have wanted for 5 years. Hutch just say, oh, it would be difficult, we'll look into it. 5 years, no player friend, that is a feature that players heavily want. Where are we today? It doesn't exist. We're in the same point. Again, players' feedback is not being considered. It's what people want. Minimum rewards wanted for absolute years. How annoying is it to go for a GP event? You've just got your P1 and I don't know, you've then gone and open your rewards and you go and get something like a Series 1. You're in Series 12, you've just got a Series 1 for winning the best medal you can win on the game. Awful. Again, minimum rewards has been out there for years. Hutch still haven't done anything about it. If you fixed a bit of matchmaking, if you added minimum rewards, players would feel instantly a lot better. Add minimum rewards to sprints. Why do I want to do a sprint in Series 12, race for 40 minutes and get a Series 1? What is the point? Little things can improve this game, but not with Hutch currently the way they are. Sprints auto-grouped into part complete groups and wanted to be fixed for a year. Yes, how annoying. We've had sprints for over a year now and this feature still exists. You start a race, you get grouped into a group that has already got scores in. Again, players have said since this has come out that this is unfair. Guess where we are today? Over a year, probably easy. The same issues still arise. Why can't you fix this? Why do you not communicate to players that you are looking to fix it? Instead, all you do is push out offers to gain as much money as you can whilst not focusing on the things that matter to the players. It's not good enough and it really does have to change. What else have we got in here? Because, you know, Hutch, you don't know what is broken, so we might as well tell you. Club tournaments. What are they? Well, last season, if you didn't know, Hutch announced that we were going to do club tournaments. We were going to go club v club, best battle of the clubs you could get. You could win prizes. And last season it was delayed because they wanted to fix some bugs. Fair play. You've made the decision, you found some bugs, you didn't implement it. That's good. You communicated that to us. We're about 6 to 8 months down the line. There is no sign of club tournaments still. There is no news about club tournaments. There is no signs. Oh, we're going to do a trial of club tournaments. That got abandoned because of bugs, and we haven't heard it since. That was about 2 months ago. And again, players are not communicated. It would be nice to know the bug. It would be nice to know their expected fix date. Why is it hard to track? Why can't you have changes and track the changes so players can we see? I don't know. We've got the safety car is too fast. This is currently in testing stage, testing a fix. Why can't you track stuff as simple as that? Community Championship. Last season, you might have seen people rocking the livery that we have currently got on our car, and that is because we won the Community Championship, where almost $20,000 was up for grabs as well. Well, guess what? There is no signs of it this season. Hutch have simply not mentioned anything. For me, personally, it looks like it's been scrapped. It wasn't obviously worth the value that Hutch put effort into it and the money that was offered to players, and we have not seen anything. It is completely not even anywhere anymore. Again, another change which was good at the time. It needed work, but again, we don't see it at all. What else have we got then, Hutch? Come on. Inbox messages. Add it to the list. Here we go. So one of the latest changes that have come on when Hutch have put coins into rewards, or are. Let's go to messages. The club section is now bugged. So you used to go in here. You then used to go to the right and you used to get your club section where you could manage invites, club messages. Now you have to make a race to be able to populate that back up. Again, it's disappeared. Another bug. Why are you not testing that? Come on, it's obvious that that would have highlighted straight away. Do you not have a standard process that you can tick each time to make sure that yes, that still works, yes, that still works, yes, that still works? Oh no, let's just deploy it and see what happens. Because, you know, the players are already pretty peed off as it is, so what's another bug to add to the list? What else we got? Matchmaking range is too big. Now, currently, based on the track stats that we have in the game as well, you know that track stats are king, and if you get a player who is within, like, I don't know, 120 team score, most likely they are going to win. Of course, strategy still comes into it, but matchmaking range is impossible. When your opponent is starting 4, 5, 6 spots higher, they've got a better car as well, it's very, very difficult. Why not trim that matchmaking down a little bit and make it a little bit more close battles? We don't want to win every race. Well, of course we do. But the expectation is not that we need to win every race. The expectation is give us a chance, make us work hard, because sometimes it is absolutely impossible. A change that's what people wanted for years still has not arrived. Again, the same stuff. Club leaderboard not in the game. So this was one thing that was discussed quite a while ago, and that was to bring the club leaderboard, the global club leaderboard, in the game, put it in here, just like we've got our own sort of club leaderboard now for our exhibitions. But again, we wanted a global monthly one to see how you rank against the other top clubs out there. Now I'm going to obviously pick a club leaderboard which has my team Legio at the number 1. But all we've still got is it's developed on an Excel piece of kit. It is still just an export of data. It is still, here is an Excel sheet, here is your leaderboards. No one has a clue, unless you are in Discord, that that even exists. So what is the point of clubs if you've got no club tournaments, no in-game messages, you've got no rivalry, really? Players make their own rivalry based off a Discord export of data. It's not fair. It is not fair. Another thing that was promised that will get it into the game, and it simply does not exist still. I mean, there's a fair amount of bugs here, isn't there? Quite mad, nearly 30-minute video, and we're still going. That surely means something's wrong with the game, Hutch. Disconnections. Player disconnections. Now, if you've had a disconnection, most likely in GP, you get that little forfeit message come up and you get a 3-point score. Now, in GP, that is currently game over. You get a 3-point score, and it is because a disconnect will see you not make it. Again, GP is broken. But there is times that this happens where it is not a player issue. Around 9, so the first hour of GP is the most subject to disconnects because of server overload. And around 9 PM UK time every day, it's almost like the server resets itself because it forces a disconnect around about 9:05 every single day. Hutch have not recognised that as an issue, but if you ask most clubs and most players, they know that that is an issue. But if you go to support, if you mention it on Discord, you will get told that your Wi-Fi or your internet is the issue. But you might be sat right next to the router, you know it's not an issue. I've done plenty of streams where I've disconnected from the game, but I've been live streaming and it absolutely hasn't dropped a frame. So come on, Hutch, stop lying, sort out your servers, make it better for players. Start eliminating some of this mess that is absolutely out there and unfair on players. We also had one experience recently where a loyal player was disconnected in the opening round of their Champions GP, and which mean that they didn't get through to their final round. Now, they complained to the support, and because they were notified as a loyal player, they went and gave them around a mid-tier rewards from the final round automatically applied to their account. So even if you're getting disconnections, players out there have been witnessed to get these better rewards against players who aren't. So it tells me something's seriously wrong in this game. Series 4 tracks a series is boring. Well, yes, it pretty much is. We go to series. If you are every 2 weeks that series 10, 11, 12 gets rotated, 4 tracks is very, very painful. Last season, you got to race every single track in series 12. That is impossible now because of the track stats, and you wouldn't be able to build a setup for them all. However, there needs to be a change. You can't have 4 circuits only. If you want to race for a few hours, you're going to get bored very quickly. Never mind 2 weeks. Again, why did not Hutch talk to players before this? You remember that thing that I shared at you at the start? This helps us make the games that players want rather than the ones that we want to make. Unless I am wrong, I don't see how this is a change that players would... Oh, hold on, I know. I only want 4 tracks in the series. Nobody surely asked for that. Nobody. Again, why do you then go and put it in? It just doesn't make sense. Look how many bugs we've discussed on this game. It is crazy how much is actually out there. We've got the safety cars too fast. We already brought that up recently when we showed you the safety car. Look how fast they are. They don't slow hold you up. They just disappear. And you've probably seen that at tracks like Hungary, Singapore, Brazil. You've got no chance. A safety car is designed to hold up the group, stack everybody together, and then release in way for a sprint. That does not happen. The safety car has been broken for around a year again. Why don't Hutch just turn it off, fix it, and then re-put it in? Again, not listening to the players, and that is one thing that comes up so much. Race start getting stuck. We've all seen that you've launched off the track, you've got a perfect start. The car ahead of you doesn't get a perfect start, and they basically just sit on the grid. You release from your grid position, you hit the car in the gearbox, and you just get stuck whilst everybody else flies past you with momentum. Now, we know that a perfect race start doesn't always mean that you're going to make positions, but surely it is not hard to say that should not happen. You shouldn't get a car that goes 0 mile per hour off the grid, basically stalls, and you smash into the back of them and get stuck. It should be that the cars go round them. And again, it comes down to like track stats, race starts. It's all just completely broken. And yeah, it got some good feedback for some of these. I think a lot of people over on Discord really did highlight some of these issues and seen these issues that people are seeing and people want to change. Now, this is a long video, and I appreciate any of you who have watched this video and agree, disagree. And I want you to hear any other bugs, your feedback on the game as well down below. But I don't want to make any content for this game at the moment. I have absolutely no passion, no motivation. It's not fun to waste time, hours, weeks, months, days, you name it. It is not fair on players. Hutch need to make changes. They need to make changes quick and start communicating to players, because that extensive list is not on. And just out of basically context here, I will show you how long this list actually is, because it is a long list. That's how long it is. That is, by the way, quite a mad list, and that is not all of it, by the way. There is still other bugs. Hungary pit lane, you get stuck in the pits. So you might have seen it from my YouTube live at the weekend. That is another bug. There is just so much rubbish out there, and that is just to highlight a lot of it. 35 minutes of issues that the game needs to fix, and this is why we do it, because we want change. Without F1 Clash, I do not exist. Without F1 Clash, we don't have the strong communities, the friends that we've made along the way, the club teammates that we've spent years playing with. Players are going. Players are leaving. Players have had enough. And to me, from somebody who doesn't code, right here, there's some easy changes. But we want to see action. We don't want to see words. You recognise the safety car is currently too fast? Turn it off. Simple as that. How hard is that? The pit pass each week, each month, coins 5k, 10k, no one needs it. Nobody. Why we got green crates in there? Milestone rewards. Why do we need green crates? Why do we need coins, some small coins in there? Make it bigger. Takes 2 seconds, surely. You just got to update some code. And you can make the game instantly a little bit more better. I don't know. Why don't you get rid of the promotion zone in GP? Why don't you just create a league? And whilst groupings are an issue, you turn off basically not making the cut. The cut becomes a league. And you battle with them same players through Saturday and Sunday for the points. Then everybody's a little bit more happier. Everybody gets rewards. Instead, we've got players 376, perfect, losing out on fastest lap. And it's not fair. And it's not on. And now we need to make a change. To Hutch, this is on you. You've created these. You haven't fixed them. Time is running out. If you want to save F1 Clash, you need to get your act together and fix the mess that currently is F1 Pass.